It's Michelle, and the month of April is just around the corner, so I'm starting to think about April showers in my craft projects, and today I'm going to show you how to make a really cute little rain cloud necklace pendant. My daughter recently started exploring polymer clay and doing some projects with that, and I was in the craft room with her one day while she was doing that, so I decided to join in with the polymer clay, and I made my little rain cloud pendant here. So what I did was I just formed that out of polymer clay. It was the Sculpey brand clay, and I just shaped that into what I thought was a cute little rain cloud shape, and it's fairly thin, as you can see. And then we just baked that in the oven at about 275 for probably about 15 minutes. And then after that came out, we let it cool, and I painted over it again with a coat of white acrylic paint. And it was white clay already, but I just wanted to make sure that that was the purest, brightest white that it could be. So I did go over it again with paint. And then when that dried, I added a coat of my iridescent glitter glue so that we've got a sparkly little rain cloud for our April showers. And I formed 3 holes in that before I baked it, and I just did that with a little head pin and I stuck it through, but they weren't quite large enough for what I needed them to be, so I did ream those out a little bit with my bead reamer. If you're going to be doing this, I would suggest maybe a 2mm hole would probably be good to give you plenty of room to get your jump rings in there. And of course I made sure to put my eye pin into the top there so that that baked in, and we'd have something to hang that by. Now you don't have to do polymer clay on this. I have done the rain cloud pendants before that were a wire wrapped cloud, and of course for your little areas here to dangle your rain chains from, if you're doing a wire wrapped, you'll just make sure to make a little loop in your cloud shape there so that you have an enclosure in that wire to hold your jump ring with your chain to keep it from sliding from side to side. And I may do another tutorial on that later on, but today we're going to do the polymer clay cloud. So once you have your cloud, whether it's polymer clay, wire, whatever you're going to be using, I'm sure there are many more options that you could come up with for a cloud with many different materials. Just get crafty and see what you can come up with for your cloud. And then we're going to be needing some chain to dangle our little streams of rain. And I'm making sure to use a fine chain with really small links because we don't want that to be too prominent and to show up a lot. We want it to be kind of fine. And I've just got that in a silver color. And then I've got 3 teardrop beads in a light blue color, and those are in a 3 by 5mm size. And then 3 silver head pins. I've got a 2-inch here, but obviously you won't need them that large because the 1 bead is all we're going to be putting on each one. And then I've got a jump ring and a lobster clasp to attach that to our necklace. So we're ready to get started. And the first thing we want to do is to make our little raindrop dangles. And you just put your bead on there with the pointed end up, and I think I'm going to use my nylon pliers to help me hold on to that since it's just that one tiny bead, and bend that head pin at our 90-degree angle, and then cut it off at about 1/4 inch. And roll that into a loop sure to straighten it. And you want to do that with all 3 of your teardrop beads. Okay, now we have our 3 raindrop dangles. And I'm going to get one of my scrap pins here and see if I can get 3 fairly large jump rings out of that. Okay, that looks like exactly 3 is what we're going to get. I'm going to set these other 2 aside for another project later on. I always save my scraps. Okay, now we want to cut our chain. And I like for my little raindrops to hang at varying lengths. So what I came up with was 3 links of chain in the first one, and then 5 links of chain, and then 2 links of chain. So I'm going to cut that. We're going to count up 3, and then the one you cut is not going to be usable, so I'm going to cut it on the 4th one. So that we get 3 usable links on that. And then the next one is 5, so we'll cut it on the 6th. And that cut link flew across the room, so. And then the last one is 2 links, so we'll cut the 3rd. And there are our rain chains. Okay. First of all, I think I'm going to go ahead and put my jump ring and lobster clasp at the top of my cloud. So we'll have that done. Okay. attach our chains. So I'm going to open my jump ring up really wide. I'm going to put on my first chain and then put that through my cloud. Open it up just a little bit wider. And work that through. And like I said, if you learn from my mistakes and start out with the 2mm hole, it's a little bit larger, it may not be as difficult to get your jump ring through there. So there's our first one. And now for our second one, open it up really wide, put on our 5-link chain, I think for the middle one I need a little bit larger of a jump ring. So I'm going to get another one of my scrap pieces and come all the way to the widest part of my round nose pliers. Cut that loop off where that meets. And then see if it's a little easier with that larger jump ring. Put our 5-link chain back on there. Take that in from the back. And there we go. The larger one worked really well there. Again, if you do yours, I do suggest the 2mm hole so it's not so tight and difficult to get in there. Okay. I think that's coming along. We've got one more. Open that wide. Put on our 2-link chain and bring that through your last hole. Oops, I lost my chain. We'll get it back on. There we go. our chains. So all we have to do is open that loop on the top of our dangles, going sideways like that, just like you would on a jump ring. Put the chain through there and then close it back up. Open up the next one. Put it through our chain. Close it. And the last one, close it up. And actually, I see another mistake that I made, and that is the direction that I put my eye pin. I should have put it this way. See if we can twist it. There we go. And then that makes our lobster clasp go in the right direction. I think this is really, really cute and really fun for springtime. So you all let me know if you liked it. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, give me a like over on my Facebook page, and follow me on Pinterest. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.